Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. What's happening, party people? Time to get cracking today. I'm going to start out by emptying out some of the stuff in the back of Panther because I want to get a sunroof, but I don't want the sunroof to destroy this dash that's in the back of the car. Those dash are fragile. Me and Diane talked about them today. I say they're fragile as eggshells. Can't be banging that stuff up or putting heavy stuff on them. So I'm going to clean this car out a little bit. Locate my tools so that I can pull the sunroof out at the junkyard, then head down to the junkyard and pull that sunroof I need, then get back here and put it in. I should have charged up the battery on Henry last night. I figured it had a big enough charge, didn't charge it up. I misplaced my other battery, so hopefully I'll find it within the next couple of days. And then I'll have two batteries. You know, I got 3 tools that use those batteries, so I don't know. I gave my third battery away. Somebody didn't have one. Man, those batteries are expensive. But I had a battery come up missing or got damaged one time, and I went to the store and bought a couple batteries, and they're not the longevity strength as the initial batteries I had. So I was using those for backups. While my one battery charged, I could use those weaker batteries. But anyway, I need to get my hands on a good battery. You go to Home Depot, those things are gone. You can't even buy them over the shelf. So I know nobody puts them on sale because the demand is too high. People are finding out about these good Milwaukee tools and they're going with it. So let me empty out this car, get down to the junkyard and get back. Try to put Panther back together. Do 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 do. Recently had someone contact me on the channel. Complained a little bit about missing out on that R dash I found. I was in Chicago one day, live on YouTube, and was showing people this R, and one of my normal customers contacted me and said, "Hey Robert, pull that dash." I told them what it would cost to get it to where they wanted it, the one I put in a few days ago. She said, man, she didn't care. She wanted her car back to having a good R dash. So I let her buy it. I delivered it. I installed it. Now I have a viewer that was in the Atlanta area that had been contacting me about an R dash. As you guys may know, I went to Atlanta like 3 times last year and contacted this person. And they started telling me about, you know, how life wasn't going well, and how they wasn't in a position to have me come and help them with some work that they wanted done on their 850. You know, that kind of tells me that, you know, it's possible that you may not be ready for this dash either. So anyway, long story short, they seen that video of that dash a day or 2 ago and kind of sent me a message, you know, letting me know, hey, you know, I should have had first dibs on that dash. I had asked you about the dash several times. And that's true. He did ask me about the dash several times. However, you know, we've never had, I don't think, any business dealings before, so I wasn't totally confident that this was going to happen. You know, my spare bedroom is unfortunately full of parts that people told me they wanted. I find the parts, I pull them, they say, yes, I want them. Guess what? I get stuck holding the bag. So from my perspective, if there's anybody that needs to be complaining about parts, it's me. I got a spare bedroom full of parts that people have asked me to pull for them, and when it's time for them to get them, there's some kind of excuse to why I can't ship them to them, they can't pay for them, yada this, yada that. It's really a mess, you know. So, in general, if you've asked me for some parts and I locate it, I will try to find you to get you to follow through on those parts. Now, history has it that if I don't have no money on these parts, more than 50% of the time, I get stuck holding the bag on parts that I don't need. I need a sunroof. I got one of them, can't get to it, but I don't need all this other stuff that's in my spare bedroom. My spare bedroom's got boxes and boxes of parts that I don't need, and many of which that I've gotten for other people. So, I said all that to say this. If you want me to keep you on the top of the list for parts that I'm out running across, gotta send me a deposit, man. When you send me a deposit, nobody can buy those parts. It's just the way it is, you know. I got a guy in New York, James. He has already put a deposit on his manual shift parts. His parts are set aside. I got a guy around Fayetteville, Arkansas, that sent me a deposit on manual swap parts. His parts are set aside. I got a deposit on manual shift parts for a guy in Springfield, Missouri. And that stuff is sold. I can't sell that to nobody else. His stuff is set aside. The only thing I think I need for him is a single mass flywheel. I got parts, this dash that I took out of that red 850R, got a deposit on that, a guy in New York. So, you know, I got parts that's paid for, I'm preparing to ship, or we're trying to make arrangements to get together for delivery. You know, I pay for this stuff, and the only way that I can survive dealing with parts is for people to buy them from me, especially those that promise me. So, if you want some kind of part, and it's something that I can usually find, and you want me to not forget that you're looking for that part, man, send me a deposit. See, I got floor mats. Hey, Robert, get me a floor mat. I need a dark gray floor mat. I get the floor mat. I take a picture of it. That don't look gray. It looks black. Now, I can't control the exposure of every picture, but now I got floor mats for an 850. I got our floor mats in my car. I don't need regular 850 floor mats, but I got them because somebody told me they were going to buy them and they didn't buy them. So here I am stuck with parts I don't need. So again, I said all that to say this. If you got to have a part, you know I'm on the move. I'm in and out of junkyards all the time. If you want these parts, or you want me to put you on the top of the list, guaranteed nobody else can step in and buy it, send me a deposit. And then remind me, I'm getting a little old. I'm not as organized as I should be. I can't always remember who I got for what, or who wanted what. So remind me and send me a deposit. That way I know I'm not going to get stuck with $50 worth of parts I don't need. You know, that's just unfortunately the way I function. I wish I could do better. I just can't. That's just, I've tried several different ways. It just doesn't work out as good as everybody would like it to be. So that's where I'm at with parts. If you are in and out of any junkyards or know of any salvage yards that has manual 850s in there, or you know where one is for sale for a reasonable price, man, I got people still looking for manual swap parts, and I'm willing to travel a little bit here and there to get them. I hope I'm going close to there to get them, and man, I can help you sell them if you get them. So let me know. I appreciate the help. And if you got some other part you really got to have, and send me a deposit, then I know we're good. In that event, if for some reason you send me a deposit and you no longer need the part, if I hadn't purchased the part, I'm more than thrilled to send you your deposit back without hesitation. I can normally do that the next time I get to my computer. Usually within 24 hours of a request, I can return your deposit. So don't worry about that. I'm not a thief when it comes to dealing with I'm not a thief. So I have no intentions of getting money from you and not getting you your parts. That's just a fact of life. Even with deposits, I get stuck, man. I had a guy out of California sent me a message. He wanted to buy a rear wagon spoiler. You know, it goes on top of the back of the car. It wasn't the color he wanted. So I told him I was taking mine to be painted. If he wanted me to take his to be painted, I'd take his too. I take his to be painted. 2 days later, he wants the wing. And man, that dude ain't painted that thing in 2 days. This is like scrap paint job. This is extra stuff for him. He ain't trying to stop his business just to paint 2 wings. So the guy sent me a deposit because I was taking it to the paint shop to get painted, a $200 paint job on this dang wing. I get a message back from the guy a week later. I want my deposit. I changed my mind. So this ain't my first rodeo. I go on his Facebook page and see where he has already purchased another one, installed it on his car, so now he wants his deposit back from me. So I call the paint shop the next day. Hey, you painted that wing yet? Yep, just painted it today. So now I gotta pay for a painted wing that somebody else told me to deliver to the paint shop. I gave the guy back his deposit anyway. It ain't that big a deal, but it cost me a couple $100. You know, is that fair to me? No. Have I ever met this guy? No. I don't owe this guy anything, but yet it cost me $200 on getting a wing refinished, paint changed to meet his request. So anyway, you know, I try to cover my rear because I promise you, I can't afford other people's parts on other people's cars. I just don't have it like that. I thank God that my YouTube deal is at the point where it finally covers my monthly nut. And I live a modest life. I drive a 26-year-old car with almost 500,000 miles on it. I'm not flowing in the dough, you know. I don't have cable in my house, you know. I don't have any bills per se. I got a small monthly nut that I thank God YouTube is finally covering. So, you know, but I don't have extra money to buy parts for other people and be stiffed on that stuff. So I just wanted to kind of clear the air on that. Hopefully that helps you guys understand where I'm coming from. And here we have it. I need to have room in here for a sunroof without breaking other things. So I'm definitely taking out this dash pad, this rear cargo panel I'll probably put up front, and I got to get this dash out of here because I don't want to break it. Somebody has purchased that, put a deposit on it, so I need to make sure that makes it to its destination without a bunch of damage going on there. This is like I said, these dash are as fragile as eggshells. I have a few strips of headliner material left over Some of you guys have those S&V 70 cars where the A-pillar is peeling, looks really gross. If you have something that this gray will go well with and you want this stuff, just send me a message. I'll send it to you. Cover shipping $2-3 will be square. So I do have a few strips of this gray headliner material. Should be wide enough to do 2 to 4 of these A-pillars in these P2 cars. About to make a video how this car boost builds and the time it takes me from 2,000 RPMs up to about 4. So right now I'm at 2,000 RPMs. I'm gonna punch it, see how long it takes me to get to 4. That'll do it. And I have a real hard time getting my camera to stay in this gimbal. So I had to bend these ends out. Hopefully that'll help. They were bent in too far. My camera's kind of thick and bulky. Let's see if that helps. Wow. Dropped my phone 2 times from 5 feet trying to get this dang going gimbal set up. Let's get in the junkyard and get this done with. I don't know why. It's so hard to get this gimbal working right, but I think it's working right now. The stabilization on this though is off the chain. I was watching a video of me doing that headliner material. Heck, I thought I was holding that thing steady. I could see where you guys were saying, use the gimbal, use the gimbal. So anyway, I'm gonna try to use this a lot more. Time to get into the salvage yard here. Got a line getting in here. It's gonna take 30 minutes to get in here. So let's see. Time is 12:53. See what time we get in here. Half price day at U Pool and Pay. Well, something's wrong. It ain't recording right. But I think I got it going now. Let's go up here and find this 850. Feel the real deal's supposed to be out here. But I'm not really looking for nobody out here. I'm looking for this sunroof situation. So I could get this on and cracking. Get out of here. Because I got stuff to do. Stuff to do. Phil should be hitting at 240. Do. Man, this bag is heavy. Did bring my jump box. They said I could buy a sunroof frame for $10. So if I get this sunroof working, I'm gonna buy me a sunroof frame. Get out of here. $10 versus $20. I saved $10. I don't need a motor in the glass. My motor in the glass is fine. And I sure don't need extra parts laying around. Even though some of my northern buddies could use a sunroof glass, because most of their stuff is rusted out. Alright, let's get up here to these 850s. Test the sunroofs. Now, a lot of people don't know this, But the dome light in the 850 is compatible with the dome light in the 98 S&V 70s. But it is not compatible with the 99 S&V 70s. It'll blow a fuse. So if you got an 850, you could use a dome light out of a 98, but not out of a 99. Alright, let's go in here. Check this out. See if this sunroof works. Man, so much of this stuff has already been taken out for me. I test the sunroof in this blue car and it doesn't work. It's jammed up like mine was. I test the sunroof in the burgundy car, the maroon car down there, and it works. Sound like it needs to be cleaned up, but it works. So I'm gonna go pull that one. I looked at the fuel pump wiring. It has the ground wire, which indicates the fuel pump has been replaced. Looks like it's got Volvo part number on the wire harness here. If this will come in for you guys. Guess it won't. It's bleeding out on me. 9480152. And the top of it is not yellowed. So this probably has a good Volvo fuel pump in it. It's got a tag here that's got a little bit of dust on it. Let's see if we can see what it's, if it says made in Germany. Do 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 do. It's a little dirtier than I hoped. Let me wipe this off and oh yeah, flipped it over. Made in Germany. Probably a Volvo OEM pump. It's got to come with me. So today my jump box tested a fuel pump which works two sunroofs, which one does not work, the other does work. So having this jump box and some connectors here is saving me some hassle here. I'm rolling right along. Man, these rear hatch lifts are on point. Get those too. Half price day. I am wrapping it up for the day. Junkyard was full of distractions. That phone call I had was on the phone, man, a couple of hours. Had a couple people come by and visit with me while I was pulling out the sunroof. I got a couple of those temp sensor motors over top of the hand grips in the 850s. And I also got some wire and harness that I'm going to use to test motors. Inside the glove box of Panther and or Queen Bee, I'm going to have a plug that comes from the system on the recycle motor. It'll come into the glove box. Then I'll have a plug that plugs into that and plugs into my recycle motor in case I want to use my recycle motor. And whenever I need to test one of those motors, I'm going to open up my glove box, pull the crap out of it, plug in the motor that I want to test, and see if it works. So that's how I'm going to deal with that. Trying to be creative in helping you guys. So have a couple of motors. They're selling fast, 25 bucks a pop, couple dollars shipping. Man, you just need to know which one of yours is bad and how to get to it to replace it. Sometimes the system resets itself. Sometimes it needs to be reset. At either way you look at it, you want good motors in there. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. I didn't get much done other than I got a sunroof, a couple of those motors, a couple lifts for the rear hatch, a fuel pump, some clip and trim pieces, and I'll get to work on putting that stuff in Panther tomorrow morning. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.